People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Now the first thing that is popping in the news is that we saw that a vehicle lost control and ran into the premises, ran into the gate of King Alarm we were speaking about yesterday. Now people, when I saw this video, the first thing that came to mind is A, are they drunk? B, are they HIGH? C, if them can drive, if them can make hard drive, but they definitely cannot drive. And the next one was it a possible attempt of robbery? Or was it all of the above? Now people, take a listen, take a look to this video, and then I'll give my piece. Now the first thing that you would have noticed is that this vehicle was traveling at a very high rate of speed. And even worse is when it hit the building, take off the gate and basically damage the property. We noticed that the person, the driver, the getaway driver, he was not too stellar as it pertains to reverse. We are talking about 3-point left turn, rete, lele, blue, blah, bling. It needed some sort of help. So my point is this: if he is a driver and he is driving so terribly, what could we expect from the other passengers in the vehicle if he was a recommended driver? And the next thing that is very ironic is the fact that some Chinese, and it was said that at least one of these persons in this vehicle was a diplomat from China. So my question is this: it is very ironic to see some Chinese business people or some Chinese men running into the building of King Alarm, when the fact is that they never use these alarm companies or security company, because we see that they're always getting taken. We are speaking about for their loot. We are speaking about going to the bank. We are speaking about taken by these robbers in Jamaica. So people, I find it very ironic. Now remember, this is supposed to be a vehicle with at least one Chinese diplomat, and we saw exactly what happened. We saw that there was some sort of accident. We saw that the person, we are speaking about the driver, tried to easily exit the building. However, we saw that he had a little driving problem. So people, the moral of the story is that he was leaving the scene of an accident without making any sort of report. So in other words, they were committing some sort of crime, point blank and period. And based on the information that is out there, it is said that the Popo is investigating. And also it was said that after they fled the scene, they were accosted. That means some people basically called them up and might have taken them to the Popo station. I don't know. And also, based on the report, it is said that none of the employees of King Alarm were hurt. However, they were visibly shaken up, point blank and period. Now, when I look at this video, one of the things that come to mind is this. Were these Chinese trying to flee from some sort of robbery attempt? Did they feel some sort of scary situation, meaning that they were kind of shook driving around in the Kingston city at night? Now, people, don't get it twisted, don't get it misconstrued. I don't have any evidence to substantiate those speculations. Me just say, based on the high rate of speed in which the vehicle entered the building, me I talk about the premises and basically tear off the wall. It seems like something was fishy. It seems like some set of persons were spooked. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up. Now, before I move to the next part of my video, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. One word, don't put any space between the words, and I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. And also, please subscribe to this channel. We're speaking about True Jamaica Buzz, and when you subscribe, please press the notification bell or icon, and also press all in the option. Now, the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that 5 of 7 persons were convicted in the $400 million fraud and corruption case as it pertains to the Manchester Municipal Corporation that started from 2013 to 2016. Now, people, if we do the maths, we are speaking about $133 million per year if we talk about a 3-year span, or $100 million per year if we're speaking about a 4-year span. So if we do the maths and talk about a 3-year span, we are speaking about in excess of $1 million was fleeced by these 7 or 5 persons in a 1-year span. And people, remember, we are speaking about Manchester. We are speaking about Jamaica, which is a poor third world country. So therefore, if one corporation thief $1 million per year, we are speaking about buku cash. We are speaking about a whole bunch of money, point blank and period. Now, the persons convicted are as followed. We are talking about the top man, we are talking about the mastermind, and his name is Sanjay Elliott, and he is the former Deputy Superintendent of Roads and Work. We are speaking about for Manchester. The next person we are speaking about, Tasha Gay Goldblum. We are speaking about his wife. We are speaking about a gold digger. We are speaking about a person that is trying to keep up with the Jones. The third person we are speaking about, Kendall Roberts. He is said to be a temporary overseer. And last but not least on this list of esteemed person, we are speaking about Dwayne Sibbles, and he was supposed to be a construction worker. So people, we are talking about TEEF on top of TEEF, point blank and period. Now, after the conclusion of this case, the DPP said that this conviction sends a very strong message to the public about corruption and all sort of stuff, and that this is groundbreaking, and it only shows what happened when persons actually come to court and testify, when they actually have good evidence and persons that are credible. We are speaking about witnesses. Now, if we know anything about the history of Jamaica as it pertains to these financial, we are speaking about high-profile crimes or cases. We see that the DPP, we are speaking about the prosecution, they have a very low success rate. We are speaking about their failure rate is high, because most of the time we see that these suspects always have some top liar. We are talking about Bert Summers, we are talking about Valeronita Robertson, we are speaking about Peter Champagne. However, in this case, it seems like these defendants were crying broke. They did not invest the proceeds of crime in some top liar. We are talking about top attorney. So people, they were penny wise and pound foolish, and it came back to haunt them, because we see most of the times when these thieves, we are talking about these top thieves, them hire some top-notch liar, they are able to confuse the jury. However, we see that that was not the case in this case, point blank and period. The report also stated that the Chief Justice and also the Financial Investigation Division, they said that this was one of the most blatant cases of corruption and thievery they've ever seen in the history of Jamaica. Now, when we hear the Financial Investigative Division and also the Chief Justice claim or alleges that this is one of the most blatant cases of corruption in the history of Jamaica, people, it speaks volume, because based on credible information from some credible financial sources, it is said that Jamaica loses in excess of $100 billion a year. We are speaking about from the Jamaican economy and also the public purse. So people, we are talking about Jamaica is managed by a set of TEEF. We are talking about politicians. We are speaking about managers. Whoever is in charge of public purse, people, they are basically thieving right in front of our eyes, and people, that is a fact. That is based on credible information. And what is also jaw-dropping about this case is that it is said that at least $220 million we are speaking about in assets were traced to the main suspect. We are talking about Mr. Sanjay Elliott. I am speaking about an apartment complex with 11 units. I am speaking about a 4-story house that is owned by the defendant. I am also speaking about 4 residential lots, and I am also speaking about 6 high-end vehicles. We are talking about Benz, we are talking about Beamer, we are talking about Range Rover, Rete, Lele, Blue, blah, bling. These persons were living like a fat cat. This person was living like a top-notch drug dealer. He was the boss of all bosses. We are talking about La Costa Nostra of thievery, point blank and period. The court documents also prove that these defendants created dozens of fictitious payment vouchers for work that were not done. We are speaking about in the names of their friends and associates. And as a matter of fact, one of the key witnesses in the case said that she cashed over 40 checks that were turned over to Mr. Elliott. And based on what the Chief Justice said when she was handing down her sentence, she basically labeled the wife. We're speaking about Tasha Gay as a gold digger. We're speaking about a person that was trying to keep up with the Jones. We're speaking about a person that turned a blind eye, because the evidence also showed that in May of 2016, Miss Tasha Gay and also her husband, Mr. Elliott, spent in excess of $1 million Jamaican dollars on some luxury item. We are talking about purse. We are talking about everything that is flashy. People, we are speaking about some scandalous person. People, we are speaking about some blatant thieves, point blank and period. So people, the moral of the story in all of this is that don't thief if you can't hide. Because when it comes to financial crime, we are speaking about there is always a paper trail. And also stop trying to keep up with the Jones. And also be very careful in what you invest or which companies that you invest in Jamaica. Because when it comes to the justice system in Jamaica as it pertains to high profile financial crime, people, their record is not stellar. That means that you can lose millions or billions of dollars and there won't be any sort of justice. Point blank and period. However, in this case, we said that that was not the case. However, this is an isolated case so far, thus far, as it pertains to the records or as it pertains to the history of Jamaica. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.